Hey, welcome back to the Too Fast Tactical channel. Today we're going to be doing another tabletop unboxing and review. This item's a portable work light. It's made by a company called Linlux. I got this off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. What this basically is a 20 watt, 2600 lumen LED rechargeable portable work light. It has 5 brightness levels and it is waterproof. So the lighting modes are, well, we'll talk about those in just a second. Let's go ahead and get the unboxing out of the way and then we'll talk about the features on it. So this is basically the box that it ships in. There's nothing too overly fancy here. Looks like there's a part number of X0026M3DUP on it. What's in the box? We have a charger brick. This brick, I thought maybe this was a high power brick, but this is just a 5 volt 1 amp brick, so nothing special there. The charging cable, it's not a USB-C type of end on it. It's around 2.5 or 3.5 millimeter plug. That's probably a 3.5 millimeter plug. And inside the package is our light. So we have our charging cable and we have our light. So first off, I definitely want to tell you that I've actually been using this light for probably 3 or 4 days now, and I've actually, as you'll notice, there's some scuffs and chips on it. I've been using this to work on my vehicle, and I had this on a ladder, and I bumped the ladder and it fell off the ladder. So it fell about 3 feet onto the concrete floor of my garage. I then had it on a shelf, and I bumped it again and it fell off the shelf and fell again another 3 feet onto the concrete. Picked it up, aside from some scratches right here. There's some scratches here. No damage, nothing cracked, nothing broke. Picked it up, turned it back on, so it's passed the drop test. Imagine that. Anyway, this is designed, we've got one giant LED in the center here, and on the back you have a rubber door here. This covers the charging plug, which is that small 3.5 millimeter hole right there, and there's also a USB port, a full-size USB over here. The purpose of this is so you can use this as a charging bank. So if you need to charge up, if you have this and you have your cell phone and your cell phone's dying, you can plug your cell phone into this and charge up your cell phone. So cool feature there. The buttons over here, you have a minus and a plus, which is an up and a down for the intensity of the light, and then you have your power button in the center. The 4 lights at the bottom, this lights up blue and it indicates the charge status. So 4 lights is fully charged, 3 is maybe 3/4, 2 is half, and 1 is like 25%. For runtime on, before we get to that, you've got this adjustable handle right here, so you can adjust this to fire the light in a bunch of different ways. You can also fold it all the way up, and you can use this to carry or to hang onto something. So I know when I was working underneath the hood of my car, I've got a magnetic hook that attaches to the underside of my hood, and I just hung this, and it throws out a gigantic flood beam of light in my engine bay, which is real nice. And if it's hanging, you can angle it down a little bit, so you can adjust the angle on it like so. So the handle's real convenient, and it's real solid. All right, so these lighting levels that I was talking about here, the different lighting levels is at 20% it's 500 lumens, 40% it's 1000 lumens, 60% it's 1500 lumens, 80% is 2000, and 100% is 2600 lumens. So if the light's too bright for your situation, you can dim it down a bit. The battery inside here is a lithium-ion battery. And let's see what else we got. Now, for runtime, since I have been using this, I've gotten between 4.5 and 5 hours of runtime on this. And that runtime is probably going to vary depending upon the intensity level. I primarily was running this at full intensity or at 100%, 2600 lumens, and I was getting 4.5 to 5 hours. And I've gone through probably 4 or 5 charge cycles on this. When you plug this in to charge these lights over here, it'll blink and it'll tell you what the charge status is. So if the number 2 LED over here is blinking, that means it's, you know, what is it, 20 or 40%, something like that. And as it charges up, the next light will start to blink, and so on until all lights are solid. When all the lights are solid, it's fully charged. I did time this for 3 different charges, and it did take approximately 4 hours to fully charge from being virtually completely dead. So if you're only halfway depleted, it probably would only take about 2 hours. But since I was using this, I used it until it basically ran out of juice, and then I charged it up. So from fully dead, it takes 4 hours to charge. All right, so let's see, what else can we mention about this? The waterproof rating is IP44, and I believe that's going to be dependent upon this being closed. If this is open, I don't think you're going to get the same IP rating for waterproofing, so you want to make sure that stays shut. I was doing some work outside, and it was snowing, and it did get snow on it. I didn't have any problems. But then again, I probably wouldn't go swimming with this. But the LED's rated for 50,000 hours, or approximately 13 years of illumination. That's 10 hours per day. It comes with a 5-year warranty. And let's see. The measurements: 8.54 inches by 6.69 inches by 1.57. It's listed at 20 watts. The color temperature on this is listed as 6,000 Kelvin. So that's a bright white. It's not a yellow white. It's a very bright white, but it's not blue. It's bright white. The beam angle is listed at 120 degrees. The working temperature is minus 25 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. The input voltage is 120 volt AC, and the current frequency is 50 to 60 hertz. All right, so those are all my talking notes. Well, let me double check. 2 pages of talking notes. Yeah, that's it. All right, so this LED emits light very similar to an LED flashlight, where you've got a wide circular pattern and a hot spot in the center. Now, the thing about this is the circular pattern is very wide. Out of all the flashlights I have, none of them come close to this type of beam pattern. Again, like it mentions, it's a 120 degree beam pattern, so it's very wide. You can set this on the rear shelf of your car, and it'll shed light through the entire car. It's a very wide beam. This works out very well for my purposes. So I haven't really come across, those are all the positives. I haven't come across any negatives. You know, you've got a hole up here for the hook, which is I was using, or you could just put a hook through here. But this hole works really good for hooking it so it doesn't move around too much. I don't have, you know, I haven't found any faults with it. It's absolutely great, and it folds down and it's compact. I can keep it in my portable tool bag, so I can take this out if I'm working on a car remotely or something. I've got this with me. Or I can keep it in my car in case I have an emergency. I can definitely, you know, light up my vehicle to replace a tire and not have to hold a flashlight, because in the past I've got to kind of hold a flashlight while I work on swapping out a tire. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this in my work bag or keep it in my car. I haven't quite decided just yet, but got a lot of use out of it so far, and I've only had it a few days. The price on this on Amazon is $33.99. I think that's money well spent if you need a light like this. So I'm very happy with this light and the price point where it's at. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, well, I probably can't demonstrate a whole lot with the light on camera here, but you can see the blue LEDs down there, and you can see once you get to the lowest setting, the negative button doesn't do anything. The plus brightens up, and when you get to the brightest setting, and if you keep pressing the button, it just flashes. So I like that feature. I'll mention that since I've come across it here. On some flashlights, when you're toggling through brightness settings and you're going up, it'll go past the brightest setting down to the lowest setting, and then you got to do it all again. So if you've got like 6 or 8 brightness settings, you got to toggle through all 8 of them and try and remember or count which is the highest setting. I know with my flashlights, I'll toggle through them, and then I go past the highest setting and I'm right back down on the lowest setting, and I hate that. I just absolutely hate that feature. I really like this. I like it because when I get to the highest setting, it stays at the highest setting, and it just blinks to let me know that I'm at the highest setting. I like that feature a lot. I wish flashlights had that, because a lot of the flashlights I have don't have that feature. So this is really nice. Anyway, I'm gonna turn off my shop lights, and I'm just gonna shine this on the roof of my garage so you can get an idea of the beam pattern of this. Okay, this is the lowest setting on this portable work light, and we'll just toggle through the brightness settings. So this is the lowest setting, and I think the beam pattern, it's so wide I can't even get, the camera doesn't cover how wide this 120 degree beam pattern is. It's lighting up the entire roof of the garage and probably halfway down both sides. There's the next brightest setting, the next brightest setting, the next brightest setting, the next, and that's the brightest setting right there. So this garage right now, all the lights are off. It's pitch black, and you can see how bright this portable light is. I'll just go ahead and turn it off. You can see there's no other lights on. And you can see how bright it is, how it lights up everything. So it is extremely bright. 2600 lumens. My shop lights are listed at 3000 lumens. This is almost as bright as all my LED shop lights. So very impressed with the lighting output. Anyway, if you're interested in one of these, the link's in the description. Feel free to check it out. And thanks for watching the video.